Get started in a hot second. Shalom Israel, Shalom Israel. Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shah Barakathum to the brothers. Yahweh Shamar Latham Bashim, Yahweh Shah to the sisters. I'm Priest and Officer Karan Yala, and this is the Tuesday night Brotherhood class on the Isupk Sacramento page. Salakia, the Sacramento Israelites page. Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shah Barakathum, Shabbat. Sorry, how you doing, Adawan? So tonight we're gonna be getting to independent women, you understand, and the hatred of our men by our women who are so-called independent women, right? The Lord didn't intend for women to be independent or for them to govern themselves, right? The Lord is a man, like the scriptures say. I'm paraphrasing. The Lord's flock, right, are men. You understand? The Lord did not choose women to rule over the nation of Israel. The concept of being a queen is a heathen concept, right? Men and women are not equal, contrary to popular belief. Thus saith the Lord. You understand? You have a man that's supposed to lead the women, and the women are supposed to fall in line and be a pillar of rest for that man to lead, right? Now, the history of being an independent woman, it did not start with Beyonce or the ideology of America. America has brainwashed our sisters into actually believing it more in these times, right? So you got in the times of the scriptures, we're gonna get into the story of Adam and Eve, you understand? And then we're gonna get into a sister by the name of Deborah and how she was a mother in Israel and a righteous sister and an acts that she did concerning our nation and uplifting men to actually rule our nation and going to war for us. You understand? Let me just touch on a quick subject real quick that just crossed my mind. America has brainwashed our sisters with bombarding their minds with images of Black, Latino, and Native American women actually being the protectors and the rulers of Black people, right? Which is far from the truth, right? They bombarded our sisters with this image of a superhero type of woman, right? You got movies like Soul Food when I was growing up, right? Big Mama, how she was the so-called backbone of the family, and this is what a lot of Black, Latino, and Native American families actually believe, that the patriarch is Salakia. The matriarch is actually the head of the family when that's totally against God. You understand? The Lord wants men to rule, but you got movies like Soul Food where you got the grandma making Sunday dinners. You understand? And them being super Christian, she falls up under the Christian church so heavy that they have Sunday dinners. The pastor is invited, and they eating all manner of filthiness at that dinner table. You understand? At the hands of this so-called Big Mama figure, and Big Mama ended up dying from cancer. The family's all out of whack because you don't have no male presence to actually take hold of being a ruler in that family. And they uncle is upstairs, which is the Big Mama's sister, out of his goddamn mind. You understand? From him basically being trodden down upon by these so-called strong, independent women. You understand? Right? Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. If y'all got any questions, any comments, you understand? We're gonna be doing a lot of reading today. And I want to touch on this subject because Commander General Yohana was bringing out something so heavy on the Black Watch as far as our women actually believing that they are supposed to be the rulers and the protectors of our community, right? And like I was just saying, they bombarded the image of this strong Black women to Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans so much that our women actually believe this in 2022, right? And this image of black women being independent, strong, outspoken, and can't no man tell me nothing. This image started to come to play on TV in the early and late 70s. You understand? You got sitcoms like Sanford and Son. When I forget the sister's name, I think her name was Esther in the show, but she always had a ought or disdain for Red Fox's character in that show. You understand? She was always combative with him. She always wanted to go back and forth with him. You know what I'm saying, about whatever. You know what I'm saying? Not only that sitcom, you got Good Times. The sister that played Willona in Good Times, like she gave you the image of that independent woman that didn't need a man to rule over her, and she was a promiscuous woman, a woman that didn't respect James Evans, right? She didn't revere him as a man that she should look to for guidance, or she didn't look to a man for guidance in general. You understand? All the way up until you get to sitcoms like Martin. Martin was always funking with Pam. Pam was always challenging Martin. Martin was always roasting Pam. You understand? And vice versa. It is, but this is the image that our women have been fed by the media, by these so-called Jews that's giving you the idea of how you should be as a person, which is evil as hell. You understand? And our sisters, they tend to run with this. Back in the 50s and in the 60s, we had black families that were together. You understand? Because women actually knew their role to be up under the man. You understand? They didn't try to build up their households by themselves by kicking the father out the house. This started coming around in the early 70s with the welfare programs. You understand? It's an old school movie called Claudine. I used to watch this movie all the time when I was a kid. But this movie was based in the 70s, right? And Claudine was a sister that had about 5, 6 kids. You understand? Their father wasn't present, and she ended up dealing with a brother when she had all these kids. I can't remember the brother's name in that movie. But if anybody out there knows that brother's name that's in that movie, Baba Kashal, can y'all please put it in the chat? You understand? But she ended up dealing with the brother, and her being on welfare, she wasn't allowed to have a black man in the house. So every time the welfare person would come by, he would have to hide or jump out the window. They would have to hide certain appliances like a microwave or iron or something like that. You understand? In order for her to keep living a independent lifestyle without not having a man to provide for her, she had to adhere to the rules of the man not being in the house in order for her to be an independent woman. You understand? And what did that in turn do? When that happened in the 60s, I mean, Slakia, the early 70s, right? Late 70s, you understand? Then you get the era of the pimp and hoe era, so to speak. You understand? A lot of these black exploitation films, Black Dynamite, you understand? The Mac, which was shot in Oakland, California. You get all of these type of movies that's portraying the male image to being just a drug dealer or a pimp or a hustler. You understand? And this is what our children are actually being brought up to be able to model themselves after without a righteous, prominent male figure being in the house. So now you got the 70s where sisters are basically on their independent woman hype, right? Is they arguing back and forth, and all of this is because of Martin Luther King, the Christian church, and them following up under the tutelage of our oppressor, right? So what's going on is 70s, you got brothers being kicked out the house, right? The welfare comes in. Then these black exploitation films with the children is watching, right? Because they don't got a father in the household. Either their mother got to go to work, you know what I'm saying? Like back then, you can go to work and still get welfare, right? So the mother had to work to provide for these 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 children. You understand? And the children are basically fending for themselves. So they watching whatever the hell they want to. You got movies like The Mac playing, right? You got movies like Black Dynamite playing, right? You got movies, a lot of black exploitation films that give you the image of a black man being a pimp or a drug dealer, you understand, or the black woman being a promiscuous whore, right? So in turn, this is breeding our children into believing this how I am supposed to be. You understand? And then on top of that, in these black exploitation films, at the end of damn near all of these films, it was a message, right? Basically, fight against the Caucasian man. You understand? And thus indoctrinating our people into believing that, especially our young men, into believing that you fight against your oppressor by being an unrighteous thief, robber, murderer, and a goddamn drug dealer. And our sisters believing that you fight against the oppressor by going against your husband. You fight against the oppressor by being an independent woman and telling yourself and the children that you raise that a man should not rule over a woman, which that is ignorant. You understand? And then after these black exploitation films, you got the drug dealing era in the 80s and in the early 90s. You understand? And you got sisters still on drugs, pouring themselves out, you understand? And so forth and so on, to where fast forward, now we in 2022, and all of these children that has been raised by these single mothers, they grown now. You understand? They was drug dealers and murderers in the 80s and the 90s, and it continues today to the cycle of our people, you understand, indulging in this drill music culture. About 90% of these brothers that's in this so-called drill music culture was raised by single, independent, black, strong women, so to speak. You understand? And this is how you know black women should not be the head of our neighborhoods. You understand? If righteous men actually ruled in our household, and black, Latino, and Native American women actually played their part as to be a helpmate for the black man, you understand? Then we wouldn't have so many murders in our community. We wouldn't have brothers joining gangs, because if your daddy is at home, he gonna beat your ass if he find out you a drug dealer or joining the gang. You understand? The scriptures say the woman is a weaker vessel, right? You say something, you ask your mama for, I mean, you ask your father for something, your father might say, hell no. Then you'll double back and ask your mama, and she might tell you, yeah, because your father don't think like your mother. Your father has a different type of mind frame to be a leader and a warrior in spirit, to be able to keep his household in check so they can thrive in the right, proper way, if he's taught right. You understand? If he's just a brother in the world that was raised by a single mother that let him do whatever the hell he wants to do, of course he's going to be a drug dealer. She's not physically capable to actually uh, uh, chastise and discipline her son like how he's supposed to be chastised and disciplined. This is why you need men in the household. You understand? But we're gonna get into Adam and Eve. You understand? We're gonna talk about the sister Deborah, and I'm gonna give y'all a plethora of precepts to show you why women should not be independent. You understand? And women being independent in our nation, in our society, is a big part of our neighborhoods being destroyed. You understand? But Salakia for being long-winded on that. Let's go to the book of Genesis chapter 3, right? Your Christian pastor tells you that Eve bit an apple, and all of this nonsense and this garbage would ain't never happened in these scriptures. It doesn't say anything about a goddamn apple tree in these scriptures. You understand? I'm gonna break down Genesis the third chapter so y'all can get some clarity on where this ideology of being a goddamn independent woman came from. You understand? And it's straight out of the Garden of Eden, right? One of the oldest things that our sisters have gotten wrong is being an independent woman, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and get into that, right? Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. You understand? If y'all got questions or comments, go ahead and put it in the chat. I'm gonna get to them as soon as they pop up, right? So let's go to the book of Genesis, chapter 3, and verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, yea, have God said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? Now let's stop right there. This scripture say the serpent was the most subtle beast of the field. The word subtle means tricky or clever. You understand? I've been physically on planet Earth for 32 years. I've never seen a snake talk in my goddamn life. But I have seen brothers call another brother a snake because he's an evil, slimy, conniving bastard. I have seen brothers call people rats that actually snitched on somebody in the world, you understand? This is a metaphor for a man being a slimy, slithery, conniving type of creature. You understand? So this is a man, right, talking to Eve, right? And the woman said unto the serpent, we may not eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, ye shall not eat of it. Salakia. I'm gonna read that from the top again, Salakia. And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the trees of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit which is in the midst of the garden, God has said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it lest ye die. Now, this ain't said nothing about no apple tree, you understand? And speaking about eating of the fruit, right? You ever heard the expression food for thought? You understand? This is what's going on. Eve was already schooled by Adam, you understand, on what to do and what not to do because the Lord breathed the breath of life into Adam. Matter of fact, let me get that. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 2, and verse 7. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. Now, this is another metaphor. You understand? Let me get the precept to show you that this is a metaphor. Let's go into the Apocrypha. Let's go to the book of Baruch, chapter 4, and verse 1. All right. This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4, and verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God and the law that endureth forever. All that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. The Lord said, if you keep these law, statutes, and commandments in these scriptures, this is what makes you come to life. This is what makes you alive, right? So when the Lord breathed the breath of life into Adam's nostrils, he gave Adam these oral law, statutes, and commandments through the constellations of the sky. Like Adam read stars. This is where the Hebrew language comes from. You understand? This is where these oral traditions passed down all the way to Noah came to part up until Moses when he seen all of these great visions from the Lord when he was in the cave. You understand? And he started to be the author of the first 5 books of the New Testament. You understand? But before we actually had a written law, Adam had laws that he got from the Lord through the constellations of the sky. You understand? He was reading stars. You understand? So that breath of life is these scriptures. Matter of fact, let's go to Deuteronomy, the 30th chapter, 30 and 19, I believe. Right? This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30 and verse 19. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, right? Life and death. When you read in two chapters before this Deuteronomy, the 30th chapter, you read Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. Moses said, look, you follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, you get all of these blessings. I'm gonna read that again. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore, choose life, and both thou and thy seed may live. You understand? It said life and death, blessing and cursing. Deuteronomy 28 and 68 gives you the blessings and the cursings of following the laws of God. You understand? And if you follow the laws of God, you come to life. That is life according to the book of Baruch, according to the book of Deuteronomy. This is the life that the Lord breathed into Adam in Genesis, the 2nd chapter and the 7th verse. You understand? But let's go back to the Garden of Eden, right? So this is the book of Genesis, chapter 3 and verse 3. But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. Now, this fruit, you understand, from this tree that's in the midst of the garden. This is the philosophy of another nation of people. This is why when it's talking about trees, this is another metaphor. You understand? So like I forgot to write down that precept. I think it's in for time's sake, I'm gonna paraphrase it, but it's a precept in the scripture where the Lord gives you the characteristic of a tree being envious of another tree. You understand? There is no way in hell that an apple tree is going to be jealous of a goddamn pineapple tree. You understand? Or be jealous of an orange tree or a goddamn lemon tree or avocado tree. Trees do not get jealous. They do not get envious. That is the characteristics of a person. So when it's talking about a tree in Genesis, the third chapter, this is talking about a family tree, a family of people. You understand? Like the scriptures say we bear fruit. Now we have fruit that comes from our body. What's the fruit that come from your body? Your children. You understand? You got a stitch of a long family tree. You understand? This is talking about a nation of people and their customs that we are not supposed to indulge in. Thus saith the Lord. You understand? But reading on, and the serpent said unto the woman, "Ye shall not surely die." Now watch this. The serpent said unto this sister Eve, "You're not gonna die if you start following the philosophy and the customs of these other nations." Now watch what he says. "For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil." Now, to be a god is to be a ruler of something, to have power over something. The Lord already gave Salakia, let me get that. The Lord already gave dominion over everything on planet Earth to Adam. The Lord already made Adam the God over the creatures of the earth. You understand? But this serpent is trying to tell Eve that she can get authority just like her husband has authority. She can be equal to her goddamn husband. She can be like a god. What Beyonce say? I'm a diva. You understand? What is a diva? A diva is a female goddess. So essentially, the serpent told Eve that you can be an independent woman. You understand? You can be a diva. You can be a goddess. You ain't got to listen to what Adam told you. Man, nah, you're not going to die. Adam tripping. You understand? When you take on these philosophies and these characters of these other nations, so like the philosophy and the customs of these other nations, excuse me, the customs of these other nations, then you're going to become like a god. You understand? Right? And ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. You're going to know good and evil. Now, to a dumb person, right, which I'm not calling Eve dumb, but the word means naive. I mean, Salaki, the word naive means near unto Eve. Now, when you look up that word naive, it's somebody that's impressionable. It's somebody that does not have the full potential of understanding. You understand? It's somebody that's kind of slow to actually what's going on. A person that's naive, meaning you can run game on them. And the reason why this term naive exists is because this serpent ran game on Eve. You understand? When somebody say you naive, they saying you're near unto Eve, meaning you're easily to be tricked and ran game on. You understand? And that's what happened. This serpent ran game on Eve. You understand? He sat up here and told her all of these great, beautiful things that she can do. You understand? Which was not true. You understand? She was not going to become no goddamn God. You understand? She was like when the serpent said, "You will begin to know the knowledge of good and evil." What's the knowledge of good and evil? The knowledge of good and evil is if I smoke weed, I'm going to find out that I'm going to die from cancer. If I have sex with a whore, I'm going to find out that I'm going to die of AIDS. That's the knowledge of good and evil. You understand? The knowledge of good and evil is you doing something that you're not supposed to do, and you reaping the benefits of sin. You reaping the benefits of doing a dumb act, and you suffering the consequences on what the hell is going to happen to you. That's the knowledge of good and evil. You understand? And somebody tell me, man, look, don't sell drugs or you're going to get robbed, right? And I never choose to sell drugs. I don't know the knowledge of good and evil in selling drugs. I just heard this from somebody else. But if I eventually sell drugs and I go to jail for a long amount of time, or if I get shot up 10, 20, 30 times for somebody trying to rob me. You understand? Then I know the knowledge of good and evil. Yabashim Shabaraka Tha. I don't want, sir, what's going on? I don't want. But you understand? That's the knowledge of good and evil, right? Reading on. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat. So when she found out this philosophy that this goddamn serpent was trying to tell her, it looked it cool. Like basically Eve saying, "Oh, I don't have to listen to my man. I can go over there and get high. I can go to the club. I can do whatever the hell I want to." Man, that sounds fun. You understand? It say she did eat of it. You understand? And her eating of it, she took this food for thought and ran with it. You understand? Reading on. And gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. She told him about these philosophies. Oh no, I don't think that you should be the head over me because these people over here, they living right. You understand? It seems like they living a perfect life and they having fun. And I think we should try the stuff that they try. Let's go smoke some weed. Nah, I don't think that you should be ruling over me by telling me when I can and can't leave the house. You understand? Them heathens that live across the street from us or next door to us, look at how they living. That look, they taught me happy wife, happy life, and they have a happy life. This is how we supposed to live, Adam. And what Adam did to his own detriment, he actually listened to his wife, which he was not supposed to listen to her. He was supposed to get at her like, "Hey, Salakia, like you tripping," in so many words. I was gonna go left on my comment that I was gonna say, but so like, hey, look, wife, look, woman, you tripping. You out your goddamn mind. Nah, we ain't finna be doing none of that. You understand? That's what brothers are supposed to do. You understand? But this ideology of being an independent woman, you understand, it's plagued our sisters, right? Salakia. Let me get what I want. What I want. The Ecclesiasticus chapter 9, and I'm gonna start at verse 2. You understand? This is the book of Ecclesiasticus chapter 9 and verse 2. Give not thy soul unto the woman. Give not thy soul unto a woman to set her feet upon thy substance. You understand? The Lord said, don't give your soul unto the woman. You understand? Don't give the essence of you as being a goddamn ruler unto a woman. You understand? What that means is don't allow that woman to rule over you. The Lord wants us to rule over our women in righteousness. You understand? You can't give your soul unto the woman and allow her to be the ruler over you. Because what it's going to do, it says, unto a woman to set her foot upon thy substance. To set her foot upon thy substance, meaning she gonna have her foot on your goddamn neck. You understand? She gonna control everything that you bring into that household. You understand? She gonna tell you what you can and what you can't do. You understand? She gonna tell you how to spend your hard-earned money. You understand? When you went out and had a long hard back-breaking day at work working for these goddamn oppressors, but you didn't gave your soul up to this woman that live in your goddamn house because she's a mother effing dragon. You understand? And now you got to sit back on the couch and just sip your beer and sit back in hell. You understand? The Lord said, do not do that. You understand? God don't want blacks, Latinos, and Native American men to be suckers up under their women. You understand? The Lord wants us to rule over our women in righteousness. You understand? Reading on. Meet not with an harlot, lest thou fall into her snares. Don't deal with whores. You understand? You're gonna fall into her snares. What's a snare? A trap. You understand? She gonna do all types of trickery, you know what I'm saying, to you, and you gonna fall for it and get the short end of the stick. You understand? This sister that is a whore, she gonna mess around and go sleep with another man. You gonna find this other man in your goddamn house, probably blow his head off or get into a physical altercation with this man, and this sister is still going to keep being a whore. The Lord said, don't be a sucker for that woman. You understand? Reading on. Salakia. Use not much the company of a woman that is a singer, lest thou be taken with her attempts. And this is not talking about a physical singer, like a sister that has a beautiful voice. A singer is a woman that's going from lap to lap, calling all these random dudes. This is her play cousin, or this is her brother. A singer is a promiscuous, flirtatious woman. You understand in these scriptures. The Lord, I'm gonna read that one more time. It says, "Use not much the company of a woman that is a singer, lest thou be taken with her attempts." You're gonna be taken with her attempts. You understand? You're gonna fall for her and everything that she has to offer you. You know what I'm saying? Just because Salakia, just because you using much company of this woman that is a goddamn singer, a woman that's always in every other man's business. The woman, hey, Shalom, sis, Yahweh Shemal, Thamba, Shem Yahweh Shai, sis, I see you. Most High Christ, appreciate you for checking in. You understand? But reading that again, use not much the company of a woman that is a singer, lest thou be taken with her attempts. And this is to the women too. Women, don't be a goddamn singer. You understand? And once again, I'm not talking about a sister who has a beautiful voice and singing songs. No, I'm talking about what the scripture calls a singer. You understand? This is a promiscuous woman. You understand? A flirtatious woman who always in some brother's car trying to use him for his money, his weed, and she getting high and she at the club and all of this type of stuff. The Lord said, don't deal with her. You understand? Do not be a sucker for this type of woman. And sisters, stop being this type of woman. You understand? You cannot love your nation if you are a whore. You understand? You're not going to give a damn about a man. You're going to hate men. You understand? Look at the title of this class. This class is independent women and the hatred for men. You understand? The reason why Eve was enticed by this goddamn serpent, you understand, is because this serpent basically told her, like, look, man, you do not have to follow up under being led by your husband. You can do whatever the hell you want to. And this is what singers do. You understand? The scriptural version of singer. This is what harlots do. This is what whores do. You understand? And these women, these type of women, they hate men, especially righteous men in the ISUBK. You understand? Big shout out to Captain Kadazai that was out there spewing out love to them sisters about how they should not murder their babies. And these evil broads poured water on a priest and prophet of the Lord that comes out there week in and week out to risk his life to wake his goddamn people up because he loves his people. You understand? And them evil, nasty bitches had a goddamn the audacity to pour water on a priest and prophet of God. You understand? Them sisters ought to be a goddamn shame to themselves. And they lucky if they still walking around breathing the Lord's good air, that the Lord didn't kill them for that. You understand? But Barakatah Yahweh Yahweh Shai, for men like Captain Katazah that actually tell you the truth about what you are, you understand, what you're supposed to be, sisters. You understand? And I'm not trying to make this class as me going in on sisters because, of course, a righteous man has to rule over a sister, you understand? But at the same damn time, let's look at the reality of what's going on in America and our communities. America has indoctrinated our women to be harlots, to be whores, to be independent women. They bombarded you with these images to think that you don't need a man to help you run your goddamn life when this is not true. You literally have sisters that have mothers, right, that will tell their daughter after she had a baby by a brother, you understand that you don't need that nigga. Get away from that nigga. If he ain't gonna love you and treat you how you want to be treated, you understand, you should go ahead and leave him and find you something else. And when you go find you something else, that next nigga ends up raping your goddamn daughter. That next nigga ends up beating the hell out of you, you understand, and molesting your goddamn child because he don't give a damn about you or that child. You understand? He just wanted to use you because he know you a promiscuous woman. You understand? But Salakia, reading on. It say, gaze not on a maid that thou fall not by those things that are precious in her. Don't sit back and be captivated by how beautiful a woman is and you figure out that she's a goddamn dragon. You understand? I'm gonna read that one more time. Give not thy soul, Salakia, gaze not on a maid that thou fall not by those things that are precious in her. You understand? You got brothers that do this all the time. They got the bad sister that live in the neighborhood, you understand, and she's so beautiful and so pretty. Meanwhile, after this brother that had a baby by this broad, you understand, now she doing all type of manner of evil, and the brother can't deal with her, and they always arguing and fighting until he's fed up and he had enough. He leaves the sister, and the sister puts him on child support. You understand? This nigga, he failed by what was precious in her. You understand? Salakia. Verse 6, give not thy soul unto harlots, that thou lose thine inheritance. Don't give your soul unto a whore, because you're going to lose your inheritance. What is that talking about? That's talking about child support. You understand? When you give your soul unto this whore, and then you have a baby by her, you understand? Or you get married to a sister, you understand, that's money hungry, you understand, and she want to be an independent woman, and she wasn't in the gym shooting with you. You understand? She didn't help you obtain that NFL or that NBA contract. She wasn't in the studio making them hit records or songs with you. But just because you got a marriage license with this sister, and this sister eventually wants a divorce from you, now you're going to lose your goddamn inheritance, which is your money, which is your goddamn house that you worked so hard to get, just because you dealt with a goddamn whore that you couldn't tame, and she showed you her true colors as being a goddamn dragon eventually. You understand? Salakia, reading on. It say, look not round about thee in the streets of the city, neither wander thou in solitary places thereof. Don't go looking for this broad in the streets of the city, because that's where you're going to find her. You ain't going to be looking for her in the house. She's not going to be sitting at the house baking biscuits, you understand, and cleaning up the house and making sure everything is to wild for you when you get there. Hell no, she's not doing none of that. You understand? She an independent woman. She having hot girl summer, right? She giving up WAP every other weekend. You understand? She going to strip clubs. She hanging out drinking. She with her partners. They riding around getting high. They doing independent woman type stuff. She ain't in the house. So don't go looking for her in the streets, because that's where you're gonna find her. You understand? Salaki. Turn away thine eyes from a beautiful woman, and look not upon another's beauty. For many have been deceived by the beauty of a woman, for herewith love is kindled as a fire. And what that's speaking about when they say look not on the beauty of another, it's a lot of women that dress provocatively. You understand? They want the attention from men. Meanwhile, they already got their own goddamn husband. And then brothers fall in love with this sister, and start having a sexual relationship with this sister. Meanwhile, she got a goddamn husband, and that goddamn husband, and that love is going to be kindled into fire. You understand? That love that you have from that for that sister, that brother is going to come in his house, find you having sex with his woman, and he gonna pull out that fire on your ass and smoke you. Period. You understand? That's exactly what's gonna happen. You understand? The Lord said, don't do that. Don't be a sucker for a woman. You understand? You got to pick you out a righteous rule. This why in the Isupk for the Commander General Yana, we got a 6-month rule. You understand? You court a sister and find out if this is actually what you want. It's like Commander General Yana says, nigga, you break it, you buy it. We don't give a damn if you had sex with a bitch that's from Mars or Venus somewhere. If you stick your rod in that broad, that is your goddamn woman. Period. We look, you breaking the law if you go deal with a goddamn heathen. But if you stick your rod in a white woman and you are a man in the Isupk up under Commander General Yana, nigga, that is your wife. You understand? And you better choose very wisely. You better choose very wisely, young brothers. You understand? Because it will hurt you in the future. You understand? But Salakia, we drop that. Let's go to 1 Corinthians. Go to the New Testament. You understand? Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. You understand? Comment. Like I said, y'all got questions, man. Scream at me. Let me know what's going on. You feel me? Salakia. This is the book of Corinthians, chapter 11 and verse 9. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. Look, man was not created to cater to and adhere to a goddamn woman. You understand? The Lord did not make Adam a helpmate for Eve. It was the opposite way around. You understand? The man is not created for the woman. The woman is created for the man. You understand? The scriptures say, "He that getteth a wife getteth a possession, beginneth a possession." Salakia. You understand? When you got a sister that ends up sleeping with a brother, according to what God, that sister belongs to that brother. You understand? That's his property. That's his possession. You understand? It's not the other way around. This is why Black, Latino, and Native American men. This is why our men when we have multiple wives, you understand? This is not we don't it's not equal on the playing field as far as like spouses, as far as dealing with having multiple women. You understand? A woman cannot have multiple men. You understand? That is adultery according to these scriptures. You understand? Our nation was built on polygamy. You got Jacob, he had four wives. You understand? And this birthed the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. You understand? And why did it go about how it went about with Jacob and his wives? Because these women were created for him. He wasn't created for these women. You understand? Like in the kingdom of the nation of Israel, we don't come from kings and queens. No, we come from kings, princes, and princesses. You understand? The ideology or the title of being a queen is a heathen concept. You know why? Because that queen is going to be able to be in co-rulership with that king, and that's not how it goes in Israel. That's not how the Lord set it up for his chosen people. You understand? You got a king. This is why when you look up the law of inheritance, you understand our inheritance does not go to our women. Our inheritance goes to our sons. You understand? If we have sons, if not, then it goes to our daughters. You understand? So our sons and our daughters can be able to take care of our household, whether it be one wife, whether it be 20 goddamn wives. You understand? Our wealth is supposed to be distributed through our sons to take care of the whole goddamn household. Because if a woman get the wealth, you understand, of this husband, right? And this husband had 10, 20 other women, all the rest of y'all is going to starve, and she's going to save everything for her and her sons, her and her daughter, her and the children that she obtained from this man. You understand? I'm gonna read that again. 1 Corinthians 11 and 9. Salakia. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. You understand? An independent woman is not in this Bible. You understand? I'm gonna get to them scriptures in a second. But the woman was created for the man. That kills off being an independent woman right there in these scriptures. But what your Christian pastor say? Woman, thou art loose. You understand all this nonsense and this BS that they tell you in these Christian churches, which is contrary to what God set up. You understand? Slakia. Let's go to the book of First Timothy, chapter 2, right? First Timothy chapter 2 and verse 12. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. The Lord said he didn't suffer a woman to teach these scriptures, nor does she have the ability to usurp authority over a man. A woman is not supposed to tell a man when and where he could go. She's not supposed to tell a man that he's supposed to be at the house at this certain amount of time and he can spend his money here and there and happy wife and happy life. No, that is bullshit according to these scriptures. Excuse my French. You understand? That is not how the Lord intended it for us. You understand? I'm gonna read that again. 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 12. But I suffer not a woman to teach. It shouldn't be no goddamn Christian pastors. That's women. You understand? Salakia Israel. 1 second. Baba Kashab, bear with me. Salakia. Salakia Israel. Yeah, but like as I was saying, right? First Corinthians 2:12. But I suffer not a woman to teach. Your Christian pastor should not be a goddamn woman. It shouldn't be no goddamn short hair, damn near homosexual looking woman with a goddamn suit on like a man telling you, woman, thou art loose, and I am ordained by God to teach this congregation. And blah, 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 and every goddamn thing else this woman is going to say. The Lord did not set up a woman to teach. You understand? She didn't tell the Lord didn't set up a woman to teach these scriptures. You understand? Reading on. Nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. The Lord said, man, look, shut the hell up, woman. You're supposed to be in silence. You understand? You're not supposed to be usurping authority over man. You're not supposed to be telling your husband, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Where the hell you been at? No, that's not how things go. You're not supposed to get a goddamn attitude because that brother didn't want to take the damn trash out when you wanted him to. No, that's not how it goes. You're not supposed to usurp authority over man, right? Sisters, right? When you got a son and he is a grown goddamn man, you're not supposed to be all in his business, right? You're not supposed to get up from the goddamn table when your son is committing to Salakia. Right, Sir Khan. You're not supposed to be a sister, right? Sitting there. Alina, what's wrong with her? What happened to her? Salakia. Slacky. Badass kids. But like I was saying, right? Uh Salakia, where was Yeah, a woman ain't supposed to have authority over the goddamn man. You understand? That's not what's going on in the Lord's house, right? Verse 13. For Adam was first formed, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. Adam was not deceived. You understand? The woman got deceived. She was in the transgression. You understand? Right? I'm gonna drop that. Let's get Matthew 10:6. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Alina, what's wrong with them? This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, and verse 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. You understand? The Lord sent Christ sent his disciples in the midst of wolves. You understand? And us, the men of Isupk, we are the same disciples of Christ. You understand? And we are in the midst of wolves. You understand? And we got to be harmless as doves, but wise as serpents. Not only in this society that we live in when we go out in public, you understand? But you also have to be like this towards your woman. You understand? You got to deal with your woman in a righteous way, number one. But you gotta be slick with it. You understand? You got to deal with her. You understand? And you got to deal with her in a slick manner in this, right? Certain sisters are extra emotional. Alina, what's wrong with him, man? Salakia, 1 second, Israel. like I was saying, right? You got to deal with your woman with some season. You understand? You got to deal with your woman and be slick about certain stuff. When I'm saying be slick, I'm not saying lie to your woman about stuff. You gotta know how to deal with your woman playing off of her emotions. You understand? You gotta know what to say to your woman and how to say to your woman. You understand? In order for you to get your point across without you stirring up controversy, but at the same time laying down the law, so to speak, as far as you being ruler of your nation. You understand, Salakia? Let's go to Mark 3:27, right? Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. You understand? We like to stress that because it's very important for brothers to be able to push these classes out without them trying to shut down the YouTube channel. You understand? What I want. Mark 3:27. This is the book of Mark, chapter 3 and verse 27. No man can enter a strong man's house and spoil his goods except he first bind the strong man and then he will spoil his house. You understand? And how do you bind this strong man? First of all, what is this strong man? This is not a strong man that got a ton of muscles and he at the gym every goddamn day. You understand? Salakia. Hold on. Let me get to your question, sis. Salakia, sir. Question. I've been divorced from my child's father for several years. We share custody. He's not in the school. Who has the final say about the kids in this situation? Do I still have to follow his lead? Divorced from my children's father for several years. We share custody. He's not in the school. Who has the final say about the kids in this situation? Okay, sis. As far as you dealing with the custody battle, it says we share custody. Who has the final say about the kids in this situation? Um, Depending on if y'all had to go to court behind this custody battle, or if y'all did have a custody battle and y'all share custody because of the joint. If y'all have joint custody because of the court system, then I would just do what the judge um prescribed for us to do. And you say, let me see who has the final say about the kids in this situation. I don't understand what you mean about who has the final say about the kids. Are you talking about as far as uh somebody not seeing the kids and what you will want to do is, sis, right? As far as dealing with manners with children and your husband not being in the world, well, I'm sorry, not your husband, your the child's father, right? You say, do I still have to follow his lead? Um, it's not your husband, right? So, but you want to look at the situation with your children. Of course, you want to go with what's best for the children, especially since you're following what's going on in this school, since you're following what's going on in these scriptures. But I don't understand what you mean by the final say about the kids in this situation. Are you talking about as far as like what you want them to celebrate or you know things of that nature? You got to expound a little bit more on your question, sis, because I don't understand really what you're getting at as far as like having the final say about the kids in this situation. And do you still have to follow his lead? I mean, technically, this is not your husband. You understand? But okay, let me see. I mean, as what the kids are allowed to do, I would like to have the kids follow the laws and commandments. Yes. Okay, go get y'all some water. Okay, look, sis, this is what you do, right? As far as you dealing with your children's father and what they can and what they can't do, the best thing for you to do is you follow the law, statutes, and commandments in your household. You understand? You teach your children that birthdays is not a part of our culture. Now we don't celebrate Christmas over here. We go to Passover. We go to high holy days. You understand? Like the scriptures say, train your children up in the way that they should go, so they don't depart from it. You understand? I'm paraphrasing, right? So what you will want to do is don't allow the child's father to not see his children because you want them to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. What you have to do is you have to teach them the right way according to what you learned from the men in the Isupk up under Commander General Yana. You understand? As far as them indulging in certain things that you won't approve of when you're not around, you necessarily don't really have control over that. You understand? But if you lead by example and you raise your children up how they supposed to be raised up according to these scriptures, then the Lord is going to be with you, and the Lord is going to choose life and not choose death for your children. The Lord will put the spirit on your children eventually, if that's what the Lord sees fit, for your children to follow these law, statutes, and commandments. But as far as having a final say so, what you want to do is you just want to keep following these law, statutes, and commandments. You want to stay in the school. You want to make sure you get that Hebrew name. You want to make sure you bring your children to these classes. You want to make sure you ask all the questions about raising up your children according to what God said, and you keep this. You understand? You don't drop your sword because, of course, like our children are going to go to school and see all type of manner of evilness that's going on at the school that the world is going to make them think that it is normal. You understand? But when you have a parent raising their child up to how the way they're supposed to go, the Lord said, we do that so they don't depart from these laws. So as far as like you dealing with your child's father and him basically doing worldly stuff with your children, don't even worry about what he's going to do with the kids. You understand? You worry about what you're going to do with the kids. You worry about you keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, you coming to class, you getting that Hebrew name, and you raising your children up to be the children of the Lord. You understand? That's really about all you can do, sis. You understand? But I hope that answered your question. If you got any more on that, go ahead and shoot in the chat, and I'll try to give you some more on it, right? Salakia. And get that sister a hand, man. Right? Anil Perez, get that sister a hand, you feel me? Because this is a sister that's showing traits of not being an independent woman. You understand? Most High in Christ, sis, anytime, you understand? This is a sister that's showing traits of not being an independent woman. She actually wants to serve the Lord and follow the men that serve the Lord. You understand? Alina, what they crying for? Alina, what is they crying for? She can't come down here. Okay, Salakia. Let's go to Isaiah, the 3rd chapter. You understand? Oh, Salakia, I ain't even really getting to this scripture. Mark chapter 3 and verse 27. No man can enter into a strong man's house and Salakia, no man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods except he first bind the strong man and then he will spoil his house. Now, this is not talking about the strong man in the sense of him having the muscles or him going to the gym every day and all of that type of stuff. This is talking about the mind of a man who's supposed to be a strong-minded man. You understand? A man that's going to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. A man that is going to lead his household in a right direction of following the Lord. How do you spoil this man's house? How like the spoil is something that the victor takes right after he wins the war. You understand? How do you go to war with this strong man and spoil his household? And how have they gone to war with Black, Latino, and Native American men and spoiled our households? They did that by giving our sisters, our women, the philosophy of being independent women. You understand? They giving our women the philosophy of you don't need this man. They giving our women the philosophy of it's okay to get high and deal with any man that you want to. You understand? And this is how they have spoiled our men. You understand? By kicking this man out the house with all these philosophies that they have put on our women and our children. You understand? And in turn, by this man not being in the household, his household is robbed. They've robbed your children of their innocence. You understand? These Catholic churches have robbed our children of their innocence by molesting them. These Christian churches have molested the physical body and the minds of our women. You understand? This is how our houses have been spoiled. You understand? Salakia. Aubrey, Aubrey, go lay down. Be quiet and lay down. Oh, Salakia. Yeah, but this is how they have spoiled our households. They spoiled our households by binding the strong man up with these black exploitation films. They binded our strong man up with child support, with this theory of having a happy wife, a happy life, and they spoiled the minds of the people in our household. They took everything from us. You understand? You got sisters that's raising up these single children. You understand? Without a father in the house, and then when these single children get of age, you understand? In the ghetto, most of the time, they ended up being robbers, drug dealers, killers, or a sister that's swinging on the goddamn pole, or a sister that has a medical assistant job that feels like she doesn't have to answer to any nigga and no man can rule over him. This is how our household is spoiled. You understand? Look at the house of blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Our houses are spoiled because these men, the black, Latino, and Native American men, we never went in the prison system. You understand? We outside in gangs, raised by single mothers. We don't have the proper tutelage to be a righteous man because our men were kicked out of our households in the early 70s. You understand? They spoiled and robbed our houses with drugs. You understand? Overpopulating these prison systems. You understand? Welfare, right? All of this type of stuff, all of these crafty counsels that they have taken against black, Latino, and Native American men, and in turn, it has spoiled our households. You understand? They robbed us. You got our women sitting in church, you understand, want to be preachers or been in church for 30, 40, 50 years, and these Christian pastors ain't told you the truth about what's actually going on in these scriptures. So grandma's in the front with that big ass hat on, giving all this tithe money to the Christian pastor, but she's short on a mortgage. She can't pay her rent. You understand? She got all type of health problems and diseases from what she's putting in her body. Christian pastor has said, "Woman, thou art loose." You understand? That's another big thing that's happened in the black community that has spoiled the household of black, Latino, and Native Americans. You understand? That false, wicked ass doctrine of "woman, thou art loose." You understand? That "woman, thou art loose" doctrine is evil as hell. And that literally comes from the Garden of Eden. You understand? The like Adam, how do they spoil our houses? They get into the mind of our goddamn women. You understand? They get into the mind of our women for our women to believe that you ain't nothing. You understand? You shouldn't tell me what I can and can't do. I'm gonna do what I want to do. And then when your children that you have by these women grow up, these niggas are in prison. You understand? These times, a lot of these sons that brothers is having by these women, you understand that they didn't get to raise, they homosexuals now. They not raising up a nation. You understand? We have no army. Like the scriptures say, Judah mourneth and the gates thereof languish. You understand? Our people are in a state of mourning. We don't have protection. You understand? This is what is a gate for. You understand? If you got a gate in your house, you have a gate to keep things in that you want protected and to keep things out that you don't want to intrude in your house. You understand? And how did they do this? The philosophy of this independent woman. You understand? Indoctrinating Black, Latino, and Native American women to hate they goddamn brothers, to believing that I can do whatever the hell I want to. I can kill, murder, and abort my goddamn baby, you understand? Just so I can have a better life, you understand? This is what these people have done to our people, and this is how our households have been spoiled. This is how we have been robbed by this goddamn oppressor with this ideology of we shall overcome, the ideology of God loves everybody, the ideology of woman, thou art loose. I'm an independent woman. That evil ass song by Beyonce. You understand? The Plan B song, Megan Thee Stallion. I'm finna have a hot girl summer. You understand? Can't no nigga tell me nothing. Niggas ain't shit. What Trina said, I'm the baddest bitch. This is what spoiled our goddamn households. You understand? We have been bound up with this happy wife, happy life bullshit. And now you got brothers and sisters that sitting up here suffering and dying and being murdered in the ghettos because our women think that they should rule over our goddamn households. And it is not correct. Thus saith the Lord. You understand? But Salakia. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28. Let's get into some of these curses. You understand? Because the way our women treat us, the way we treat our women, the way that the Black and Latino and Native American household is all the hell out of whack is a goddamn curse. You understand? It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Man, this not only did this happen in the slave quarters, right? With your oppressor going in the slave quarters and going to go rape your woman, but this is also going on. Yahweh Shem Shai. Shalom, Lord Christ. Kana. Hey, let's see. Yeah, shalom, Lord Christ, Kana. Shalom, sis. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna read that again. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Like I was saying, not only did this happen with our sisters and brothers during the time of slavery and in these slave quarters, but it's happening in the ghetto today. You understand? You got brothers that's having sex with women that are not their women. You having brothers like what this nigga Trey Songz call himself, Mr. Steal Your Girl. You understand? You got Chris Brown, all the rest of these R&B singers that's literally making songs about committing adultery with another man's woman. You understand? The Lord said we're going to betroth a wife and another man is going to lie with her. That is a goddamn curse according to the scriptures, right? Let's get some more on these curses. Let's go to, I'm going to jump down to verse 41, right? Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. A lot of these brothers that was around in the late 60s, early 70s, late 70s, you understand, they was kicked out this household by their woman with the help of your Christian pastor and a goddamn slave master. The white man is the devil. We was kicked out of our houses, you understand? And our children, in turn, they grew up to become monsters. So where did they go? Into institutions like jail, juvenile hall, the prison system, you understand? I'm going to read that again. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them. You got a lot of Black, Latino, and Native American men, women, children, you understand, that are alive today that did not grow up with their fathers. A lot of times, brothers and sisters didn't grow up with their mother. You understand? You got our nation of people that actually have mothers and fathers that have children on the earth and did not get to watch them grow up, did not to get to enjoy, to see that little goofy child that put a smile on your face after a hard, long day of work. You understand? They went into captivity. What else is captivity? They went into foster homes. You understand? Our brothers and sisters from the Northern Kingdom down there at the border that's trying to come over here in their land, Texas and California, they're trying to come back to their own goddamn land that this oppressor stole from them. Meanwhile, they didn't displace what, 2,500 children, 2,500 families can't find their own damn children. You understand? Because we go into captivity. You understand? Right? What else? What else I got? Jump down to verse 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom. You understand? Our sisters have evil eyes towards their husbands for the most part. And I'm not saying this is every sister. You understand? I'm not saying that this is the whole nation of Israel and all of our women are just evil monsters and don't give a damn about their men or their children. Now, I'm not saying that. I'm saying for the most part, you understand? Black, Latino, and Native American women have evil eyes towards their husband. And what's that evil eye towards your husband? You find out that he has another woman, so you kick him out the house. You understand? You find out that this brother is dealing with a whole nother woman, but he's still making sure your household is fully intact. You sit up here and come up with lies about this brother beating you. You understand? Or you challenge this brother so much why he has another woman. You cut his clothes up. You understand? You bust the windows out his car. I forget the sister that made that song. You understand? You do all of this evilness to this brother. You understand? You withhold him being able to see his children. These are all evil things that our sisters do to us in this captivity. You understand? This is what an independent woman does. An independent woman would tell you that you can't see your children, but meanwhile, she would take her children to her goddamn mama's house. Her mama's on drugs, is men coming in and out the mama's house, and meanwhile, your child is being molested at her mother's house. You understand? And you not able to see your goddamn children. Like this is literally what's going on in the ghetto. Our people are destroyed. You understand? Our sisters have evil eyes towards the husbands of their bosom. You understand? Reading on. What was that? Into verse 56. And toward her son and toward her daughter, right? Toward her son and toward her daughter. You understand? Our like you ever seen it's too many stories in the Black, Latino, and Native American community, right? About a young sister being molested by her mother's boyfriend, right? And the mother in turn sit back and tell the young sister, bitch, you are a liar. He would never do that to you. You just want my man. That is a evil eye towards your daughter. You understand? By a sister and her mother is outside in the streets fighting. You understand? Like two cats in a goddamn alley. That is evil towards your mother. That is evil towards your daughter. You understand? And these I'm not exaggerating these situations. You understand? If you live in the ghetto, of course you hear about this. You understand? You got sisters, mothers that's on drugs, you understand, that come in a room and steal money from them. You understand? That's having a evil eye towards your daughter. You understand? You got women that will actually train their sons up to be fucking murderers and drug dealers. Excuse my French. You understand? You got women that will train their sons up to be pimps and players and whoremongers. That's having a evil eye toward your own son. Like you can't teach your son to be a goddamn womanizer and a whoremonger and to mistreat women just because you was mistreated by his father. You understand? You passing on trauma. And this is not how our women are supposed to be. This is the trait of a independent woman that hates the men of her nation. You understand? But Salakia, verse 57, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet. Right? Salakia. And from Salakia. And toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear, for she shall eat them for want of all things secretly in the siege and straitness, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in thy gates. And when it's talking about eating their own children, you understand, our women actually did this during the siege of Jerusalem around 70 AD. Like our women and men, we actually ate our children, you understand, after our children passed away from starvation. And our women eat our children today, not physically, but spiritually eat our children. They go into these abortion clinics. You understand? I'm going to read that again. For she shall eat them for want of all things secretly in the siege. You got sisters that's literally sitting up here going to abortion clinics to kill their damn baby in hopes for a better life. You understand? That's another form of eating your children for want of all things. Because you want to have a great career. You want to have a successful career. You know how many sisters in the ghetto tell you that, oh, I need to have an abortion because I don't have the money to pay for this child. You understand? And raise this child up in a proper manner, right? And it's gonna hurt my chances of going to college and being able to be a success story in my family. Meanwhile, these same goddamn sisters don't even go to college after all of this happens. They don't even become the next state senator. They don't become the next city prosecutor. They don't become the next female vice president of the goddamn United States. They don't become none of that. Eventually, they'll go on to get a medical assistant job to where they can continue to be an independent woman, support their weave, and Jordan habit, you understand, and keep being an evil goddamn monster in the black community like they was at first. You understand? They sit up here and tell you I gotta have an abortion so I can make it in life. Meanwhile, her future is jumping out of a nice car with a goddamn medical assistant outfit on, going to go buy some weed from the local weed man and having multiple sex partners. This is a independent woman. You understand? And Salakia for being so goddamn harsh, but this is true in our community. You understand? This is what actually goes on in the Black, Latino, and Native American community. If you're from any major city in the goddamn United States where they have a heavily presence of black people, you know what I'm saying is true. You've seen this before. I'm not telling you nothing that you don't know to be true. You understand? Salakia. Let's go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 3. The water for y'all rocking with the channel, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. You understand? And keep helping us push out this truth. Barakatah Yahweh Yahweh Shah for the viewers, man. You see, I want Isaiah chapter 3, right? This is the book of Isaiah chapter 3 verse 16. Moreover, the Lord saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, right? The Lord said the daughters of Zion are haughty. I got a big dictionary right here for y'all, right? Let's get that definition. The word haughty means arrogant, but I'm gonna get into this I'm gonna get it out the dictionary for you. All right. Haughty, right? Proud, right? This ain't the best definition, but this is a proud, arrogant, you understand, disdainful woman, a woman that you can't tell anything to, a woman that feels like a nigga can't tell me nothing. I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want to. It's an arrogant, proud, disdainful woman. You understand? And Black, Latino, and Native American women as a whole, once again, not all of them, you understand, but the vast majority of them do have this this characteristic. They do have these traits of being haughty. You understand? You see it all the time. They got shows like the Bad Girls Club. Blueface just came out with something that's similar to the Bad Girls Club. Love and Hip Hop. You understand? Like I said, a lot of these black sitcoms, you understand, that they produced throughout the years. The goddamn Jewish man, which is the devil that the Bible speaks of, has basically indoctrinated our women to have this spirit on them in this empire today. It says, moreover, the Lord saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks, When they say a walk with stretched forward neck, meaning they got their head on high. You understand? They walk with their head high like they can't be taught anything. Like nobody can check them or chastise them on any irresponsible act that they do. You understand? And wanton eyes. What does it mean to have wanton eyes? To be harsh. You understand? To be pitiless. To be what's the word? What's another word for it? You know what I'm saying? Let's find some synonyms in here. You understand? Latvia. Wanton, dissolute, unrestrained, recklessly arrogant, malicious. That was the word I was looking for. To be wanton is to be malicious, cruel, harsh. You understand? I don't give a damn. I'm about to put that nigga in jail because he has another woman and I do not like that. You understand? I don't give a goddamn about how he feels about seeing his children. You understand? I'm about to get a court order, restraining order against him, and I'm gonna go file for full custody. Alina, you got some water for them? All right. I'm gonna get y'all some ice cream in a minute when I'm done with this class. All right. That's how our women have dealt with us in this society. They have haughty and it's like they haughty and walk with stretched forth neck and wanton eyes, walking and missing as they go and making a tinkling in their feet with their feet. You understand? Walking and missing as they go. You understand? Making a tinkling with their feet. Our women used to wear anklets. You understand? Ankle bracelets, right? When they say walking and missing as they go, they everywhere. You understand? They in this person business, that person business, making a tinkling with their feet. You understand? Doing whatever the hell they want to, right? This is how our women have become in this society. You understand? And the Lord is totally against that, right? Reading on, therefore the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover their secret parts. And the Lord said, your hair is not going to be able to grow. You understand? And this is not every single woman of the children of Israel. Of course, we got women from all different tribes that grow long, beautiful, luxurious hair, but still have these same evil traits. You understand? But this is a part of a curse of being a haughty, you understand? A disdainful type of woman. You understand? That has a malicious intent for the men of her goddamn nation. You understand? But this ain't, they're like, of course, the women in the eye should be cared by the Commander General Yahan. Our women don't rock like this. We got the most beautiful sisters in the world, you understand? Any sisters out there, I want to commend y'all for being in this truth, you understand? And being the righteous pillars of rest for your husbands and for the men in your zone, you understand? Even if you're not married, you understand? But the women in the eye should be kept under Commander General Yohana. They understood that, look, this is not about me. I'm not an independent woman. The Lord didn't intend for me to be the head of my nation. He intended for the men to run this nation and me to sit back and play my part. You understand? And be a feminine, down to earth sister, a sister that's chaste, a sister that's discreet. That's how our women supposed to be. Our women are not supposed to be Meg the Stallion having hot girl summers and making songs about popping a goddamn Plan B pill. You understand? Our sisters are not supposed to be murdering our babies. You understand? To the tune of 350,000 children every goddamn year annually because they want to have hot girl summers and they think this is going to hurt your damn chances of being covered a goddamn millionaire when most of y'all not going to be a millionaire any goddamn way. You understand? My body, my choice is not in the Bible. The Lord is against my body, my choice. You understand? Your body, your choice. You do that. You understand? You have enough abortions, you're going to end up with breast cancer. because your body is made for you to be able to nourish a goddamn child. And when you don't nourish that child and you get sucked out your body by some gigantic vacuum cleaner, right? The Lord is going to make that milk swell up in your breast, and that's going to cause cancer. And they're going to eventually have to cut your nipple off because you wanted to have a hot girl summer and you want to abort your goddamn baby. You understand? And do what you want to do in this empire because the devil, the white man, the Bible that the devil that the Bible speaks of told you that you can be an independent woman and woman thou art loose and you don't have to listen to them niggas. You understand? But Salakia, let's get into a righteous sister, right? This is like we gonna get into the sister Deborah. Deborah is how the women in the Isupk are. You understand? The Deborah is one West, right? This is a sister that actually cared about her goddamn nation. You understand? Let's get into it, right? This is the book of Judges, chapter 4, and I'm gonna start at verse 1. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord when Ehud was dead. Now, Ehud was a judge of the children of Israel. You understand? And he freed us from the Moabites. You understand? Amongst other things that he did for us. But he was a righteous judge in the children for the children of Israel before we had kings. You understand? And he was able to get the children of Israel. He was able to get us to come back to our law, statutes, and commandments and live as a righteous people. You understand? But after he died, here we go again, being a stiff-necked people once again. You understand? We start following the philosophies and the gods of all the rest of these goddamn heathens that live around us. You understand? Verse 2. And the Lord sold them into the hand of Jabin, king of Canaan, that reigned in Hazor, the captain of the host, whose name was Sisera, which dwelt in Harosheth of the Gentiles. You understand? So the Lord eventually got fed up with us and put us into captivity one more time. You understand? With these Canaanites. You understand? So we slaves to the Canaanites. You understand? Once again, right? For us disobeying and going against the Lord. You understand? Right? Verse 3. And the children of Israel cried unto the Lord, for he had 900 chariots of iron, and 20 years he mightily oppressed the children of Israel. So this goddamn African, right? He had 900 chariots of iron, right? And for 20 years he oppressed us. It said mightily. You understand? This nigga was doing work on us. You understand? But Salakia. Verse 4. And Deborah, a prophetess, the wife of Lapidoth, she judged Israel at that time, right? And she dwelt under the palm tree of Deborah between Marah and Bethel in Mount Ephraim. And the children of Israel came up to her for judgment. Now, why is this sister the judge of Israel? You understand at this time? This sister is the judge of Israel, not being a ruler over the children of Israel, but she's a judge in solving disputes. You understand? We're going to get into that, right? Salakia. And she sent and called Barak, the son of Abinoam, out of Kadesh, Naphtali, and said unto him, have not the Lord God of Israel commanded, saying, go and draw toward Mount Tabor, and take with thee 10,000 men of the children of Naphtali and of the children of Zebulun? So Deborah, she called Barak and was like, hey, young brother, the Lord wants you to go to war. He wants you to go to battle. Now let's stop right there. Deborah didn't say, I'm taking you niggas into battle. I am a warrior princess. I am going to deliver us out of the hands of these Philistines. No, she did not do that. I mean, Salakia, not these Philistines, these Canaanites, you understand? Which most likely a tribe of them was the Philistines, because those are Canaanites, right? But Deborah did not gather this host of the men of Israel and say, I'm going to lead you niggas in charge in battle. I am in charge of the Lord's army, and we going out to battle, and I'm gonna be front line on the goddamn field. No, that is not what happened. She said, look, y'all need to get up and go be valiant and fight, because the Lord wants you to do this. What she did was she told these brothers, like, look, man, Y'all need to gird your loins up and go fight for the deliverance of our people. She didn't jump up and put a man's garment and strap a sword on herself and say, look, I got this. You understand? I can lead us in battle and deliver us from these damn heathens. No, she didn't do that. She went to go find valiant men and told them, man, look, the Lord wants y'all to do this. You understand? On top of her serving disputes, right, amongst the children of Israel, because she was a wise sister that loved her people. You understand? But Salakia, uh, verse 7, and I will draw, Salakia, and I will draw unto thee to the river Kishon, Sisera, the captain of Jabin's army, with his chariots and his multitude, and I will deliver him into thine hand. And Barak said unto her, if thou wilt go with me, then I will go. But if thou wilt not go with me, then I will not go. So he like, man, look, sis, the Lord with you. You understand? If you would just accompany me on this battle, if you just come with us to this land where you sending me to, then I'm going to go do this. You understand? Then I'm going to go be valiant in this battle for the Lord with the blessing of you, because the Lord is with you. And since you telling me that the Lord wants me to go do this, you should come up here with me and accompany me in this battle. And no, he's not telling her you have to come fight in this battle with me. He like, nah, you got to come tell me where this is at. Show me where I'm supposed to go, and I'm going to go ahead and take care of that business. You understand? Verse 9, and she said, I will surely go with thee. Notwithstanding the journey that thou takest shall not be for thine own honor, for the Lord shall sell Sisera into the hand of a woman. And Deborah arose and went with Barak to Kadesh. Now look what the sister said to him. She said, look, I'm going with you, but you're not finna fight in this battle for your glory. You're going to go fight in a battle for the Lord to get this glory. The scriptures say the Lord is a man of war. You understand? Deborah understood that. Look, I have to, what's the word I'm looking for? I have to basically uplift my brothers to encourage them. That's the word I'm looking for. I got to encourage my brothers to go up there so they can go fight this battle, so the Lord can get the glory for delivering his people out of the hands of these goddamn heathens. You understand? Verse 10, and Barak called Zebulun and Naphtali to Kadesh, and he went up with 10,000 men at his feet, and Deborah went with him. Verse 11, now Heber the Kenite, which was of the children of Habab, the father-in-law of Moses, had severed himself from the Kenites and pitched his tent unto the plain of Zanaim, which is by Kadesh. And they showed Sisera that Barak, the son of Abinoam, was going up to Mount Tabor. And Sisera gathered together all his chariots, even 900 chariots of iron, and all the people that were with him from Harosheth of the Gentiles unto the river of Kishon. And Deborah said unto Barak, up, for this is the day in which the Lord hath delivered Sisera into thine hand. Is not the Lord going out before thee? So Barak went down from Mount Tabor, and 10,000 men after him. Man, look, this is a bad sister. She like, hey, bro, today is that day. Get up and y'all go fight that battle. She didn't say, come on, nigga, I'm about to go help y'all win this war. She said, no, you got to get up and you got to go do what the Lord told me to tell you to do, because he's about to deliver these goddamn heathens into your hand. You understand? This sister sat back and played her role as a righteous sister. This is not an independent woman. This is not the spirit of Beyonce. You understand? This is not the spirit of all of these black women that they fed you on these goddamn sitcoms that was combated against a strong male figure in these damn sitcoms. This is not Megan Thee Stallion. This is not Cardi B. You understand? This is not Whitney Houston. This is not none of that. You understand? This is the Lord putting his spirit on this woman to actually galvanize these men and hype these men up and give them the confidence that the Lord is with them so they can go fight in the battle. This sister did not get up, strap a sword to her, and thought she was Xena the warrior princess and went out there to go slaughter people like how you see in these goddamn movies. That's not what's going on. You understand? She told these brothers, look, Barak, this is the day that you have to go. You understand? The Lord gonna deliver them into your hand. The time is now. Be valiant, brother, and go do what you're supposed to do so the Lord can get the glory for delivering us out of the hands of these heathens. So in turn, what she did was she told him what he was supposed to do. You understand? And let that man be a man and go do what the hell that he was supposed to do because the Lord ordained him to do it. You understand? But read on, Salakia. What was that? Okay, 15, Salakia. And the Lord discomfited Sisera and all his chariots and all his hosts with the edge of the sword before Barak, so that Sisera lightened down off of his chariots and fled away on his feet. You understand? Deborah was not in this battle. This was Barak and his 10,000 men fighting this war, and Deborah was just hoping for the best. You understand? She knew that the Lord was with us. You understand? She knew that the Lord was with the children of Israel. She knew this is what the Lord wanted. So she was just waiting for Barak to come back, be like, hey, look, sis, we won that war, man. Barakatah Yahweh Yahweh Shah, you know what I'm saying? Or Salaga, this is before Christ. So Barakatah Yahweh, you understand? But Salakia, uh, verse 16. But Barak pursued after the chariots and after the host unto Harosheth of the Gentiles, and all the hosts of Sisera fell upon the edge of the sword, and there was not a man left. You understand? The Lord delivered these goddamn heathens into our brothers' hands. You understand? Salakia. Howbeit Sisera fled away on his feet to the tent of Jael, the wife of Heber the Kenite, for there was peace between Jabin and between Jabin the king of Hazor and the house of Heber the Kenite. So Jabin, the king of Hazor, and Heber the Kenite, they was cool with each other. You understand? Which these is both heathens. You understand? So they was cool with each other. So he fled from this battle to go to this brother's house. You understand? For refuge, right? Well, I don't want to say this brother's house, but this other man's house for refuge. You understand? Because these is heathens, right? And Jael went out to meet Sisera and said unto him, turn in, my lord, turn in to me, fear not. And when he had turned into her, so like into her tent, she covered him with the mantle. You understand? So when he came into the tent, she basically gave him a plate of refuge. You understand? She's like, you cool up in here, you understand, you good. You understand? Don't be scared of the battle that you just had to go through. Go ahead and come up in here and I'll look out for you. I got you. You understand? Verse 19. And he said unto her, give me, I pray thee, a little water to drink, for I am thirsty. And she opened a bottle of milk and gave him drink and covered him. You understand? So he asked for some water. He's like, man, please, can I get some water? I'm thirsty. She gave the brother, well, she gave the heathen Salakia. She gave the heathen some milk. You understand? And threw a cover over him, right? Verse 20. Again, he said unto her, stand in the door of the tent, and it shall be when any man doth come and inquire of thee and say, is there any man here, that thou shalt say no. So he tell her, like, man, look, go stand into the door of the tent while I'm in here chilling. And if any man come by and ask if it's a man in here, tell him, nah, it ain't no man up here. You understand? Salakia. Verse 21. Then Jael, Heber's wife, took a nail of the tent and took a hammer in her hand and went softly unto him and smote the nail into his temples and fastened it into the ground, for he was fast asleep and weary. So he died. Exactly what Deborah said was going to happen about the Lord delivering this heathen king into the hand of a woman. That's exactly what happened. You understand? She took a nail and crept over to him softly and put the nail on his temple and hammered the nail in his temple. You understand? Basically nailed him to the goddamn ground. You understand? And this was the Lord's doing. The Lord delivered this goddamn heathen king that oppressed our people to this damn woman so that she can kill him. You understand? After Barak already beat their ass in battle. You understand? Verse 22. And behold, as Barak pursued Sisera, Jael came out to meet him and said unto him, Come, and I will show thee the man whom thou seekest. And when he came into her tent, behold, Sisera lay dead, and the nail was in his temples. So God subdued on that day Jabin, the king of Canaan, before the children of Israel, and the hand of the children of Israel prospered and prevailed against Jabin, the king of Canaan, until they had destroyed Jabin, king of Canaan. Understand? Deborah said, Look, come out here. Y'all go to battle with these damn heathens. The Lord is going to deliver this dude into your hands, his host and his army into your hands, and then he's going to deliver that heathen into a hand of a woman that's going to kill him. You understand? And that's exactly what happened. This is not the spirit of a independent woman. You understand? This is not the spirit of a woman that feels like she does not need a man. You understand? Deborah understood her role as being a mother to the children of Israel. Salakia. Let me jump down to let's go to Judges 5 and Salakia. Let's go to Judges chapter 5 and verse 1. Jump down to 5 and 1. Then sang Deborah and Barak the song of Abinoam on that day, saying, Praise ye the Lord for the avenging of Israel when the people willingly offered themselves. You understand? Praise the Lord. You understand? For the field, for the Salakia. It says, praise ye the Lord for the avenging of Israel when the people willingly offered themselves. Praise the Lord that the Lord saved us when Barak and these men offered themselves to go to battle to these damn heathens. You understand? Praise ye the Lord, right? Salakia. I'm going to just jump down to verse 7 for time's sake. Verse 7, the inhabitants of the village ceased. They ceased in Israel until the day I, Deborah, arose, that I arose a mother in Israel. She arose a mother in Israel. She didn't arose an independent woman in Israel. She didn't arose from a goddamn hot girl summer. You understand? She didn't arose from being a sister who wanted to be the God over the children of Israel. Nah, she didn't do none of that. She went to go get brothers and told them to go fight in battle. You understand? So the Lord can get the glory and use these men how they're supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Supposed to be used. These men were supposed to be the victors in this battle. It wasn't supposed to be no 10,000 women strapping on knives and getting bows and arrows to go out and go fight for the captivity of Israel to cease. No, the Lord said he is a man of war. So us being in the spirit of the Lord, we have to be men of war just like the Lord. You understand what I'm saying? Salaki. What was that? Verse 8. They chose new gods, then was war in the gates. Was there a shield or a spear seen among 40,000 in Israel? Verse 9. My heart is toward the governors of Israel that offered themselves willingly among the people. Bless ye the Lord. Man, Deborah said, my heart. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about these brothers, the governors of Israel, you understand, that willingly offered themselves to go to battle. You understand? She ain't saying, "Oh, I'm thinking about myself and how I gave them confidence on why they should go fight for the Lord so I can get some glory." Nah, she ain't say none of that. You understand? This sister knew full and damn well her role as being a mother of the children of Israel. She understood that she is not an independent woman. She understood that she was not supposed to go out to battle. She understood that a hot girl summer is against our culture. She understood that Plan B and Cardi B and the spirit of Meg the Stallion cannot survive in our culture. You understand? She understood that she had to be a woman that is going to help the men of the children of Israel. She understood that she had to be a pillar of rest for Barak and his brothers. You understand? For them to be able to go serve the Lord by fighting valiantly for them to get the praises of the Lord out to our people. You understand? She understood that, look, I am not to fight in this battle. The Lord has chosen his warriors to go fight in battle. I'm just the voice to give them confidence on to go win this war. But I'm not going to go fight in a war with them. That's not that's not my position in this kingdom. My position is to uplift these men. My position is to not be an independent woman and teach sisters that we don't need these niggas to fight our battles, and we can overcome the hardships and the poverty and being oppressed by these goddamn heathens ourselves. Nah, she understood that that is not what the Lord intended for a woman to do. She understood that a Lord has made a woman a helpmeet for men. She understood that she was supposed to wake these brothers up, give them the confidence that they need to go into this war, tell them exactly what they were supposed to do, exactly where they were supposed to go, and then she was supposed to fall back and let them execute that business. You understand? But Salakia, I'm gonna go ahead and end the class. The water for y'all tapping in, right? Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah Barak and Thumb to the brothers. Yahweh Shemal the Thumb by Shem Yahweh Shah to the sisters. Shalom, Israel.